If Arsenal want to be a big club, they need to prove its signing good players is no longer enough and a star must arrive, or they'll be left behind by their rivals, writes ISAAN Khan. Arsenal have conquered the Premier League, but now comes the challenge which could define Mikel Arteta's reign. After ending their 22-year league title drought and coming within a penalty shootout of being European champions, signing good players is no longer enough. At present, Arsenal have only signed Christos Tzolis, £36 million, and Illan Meslier, free transfer, while making Piero Hincapie's loan move permanent. Of course, they are shopping in a market reserved for only a handful of elite clubs.
Looking for a premium phone without the premium price? This renewed, unlocked iPhone 14 offers 128 gigabytes of storage, a sharp 6.1-inch display, and 5G capability for around $299. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/6 right now.
Their ambition isn't to solely strengthen the squad with promising talent or dependable depth. Instead, it's to recruit genuine superstars capable of deciding the biggest matches and turning Arsenal from one-time champions into serial winners, the likes of Vinicius Jr. and Bruno Guimaraes. But unless they succeed in the final 5 weeks of the transfer window, they risk being left behind at a time when their Big Six rivals have splurged the cash this summer in a bid to knock Arsenal off their new perch. Chelsea have spent an eye-watering $117 million on Morgan Rogers, a player earmarked for weeks to join Arsenal but exceeded the club's valuation. Tottenham have paid £92.05 for Sandro Tonali, along with £85 for Matheus Fernandes and £52 on Jan-Paul van Heck, with $60 million Savinho next in their sights. The only new money Arsenal have spent this summer is the £36 signing of Christos Tzolis from Club Brugge. Manchester City bought Elliot Anderson for £116, while rivals United have rebuilt their midfield with the signings of André Santos, £50, and Yori Tielemans, £35. The coming weeks are crunch time, bringing into focus whether Arsenal truly are ready and willing to build the dynasty Arteta craves. It will also test the proficiencies of Andrea Berta, who had a solid window last summer signing 8 players. But now the heat is on from an insatiable fanbase. The club's ambitions, however, come with difficulties. The feeling inside the club is that deals for star names take time, especially complicated by a World Cup which has caused delays. Insiders expect the coming weeks to be very busy regarding incomings. Arsenal are pursuing Vinicius and closely monitoring the situation around his contract, which expires next June. Real Madrid are very keen to renew the Brazilian's deal, but nothing has been decided yet. Daily Mail Sport understands that Arsenal have a few high-profile left wingers on the list for if their pursuit of Vinicius fails. Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola was one, though he is closing in on a move to Liverpool. Arsenal know they need to go big this summer and have been looking into a deal for Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. Newcastle midfielder Bruno Guimaraes is also on Arsenal's list this summer. Arsenal have also looked at PSG left winger Bradley Barcola if they cannot sign Vinicius, but the Frenchman now appears destined for Liverpool. If Vinicius or a player of his ilk does join Arsenal, the club are presented with circumstances they've not quite navigated for some time. Ever since Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's ill-fated £350,000 a week contract, signed after he led Arteta to his first trophy in the 2020 FA Cup final, Arsenal have been very careful with their individual wages and signing players from outside the club who have star power. Arteta likes control, with the Aubameyang case study. He was stripped of the captaincy and booted out of the club halfway through the 3-year contract after disciplinary issues, leaving the Spaniard wary of signing star players who could alter the team's balance. It's believed that Vinicius is currently paid around £247,000 to £279,000 per week after tax. To earn that amount in the UK, the Gunners would need to pay him somewhere between £450,000 and £500,000 per week. That would make him Arsenal's highest-paid player by far and shatter the current wage structure. Bukayo Saka is currently Arsenal's highest-paid player on £300,000 a week. It could have ramifications in terms of other players demanding better deals, while the star power Vinicius brings is a further element to navigate. For all the complexities, Arsenal's hierarchy are internally aware that ambition has to be matched by action. They are no longer trying to close the gap. They are ahead and trying to stay there. That requires attracting players who already operate at the highest level and can immediately raise the team's ceiling. There is also an acceptance that opportunities to sign generational talents rarely come without risk. The financial commitment and the dressing room dynamics that follow all require careful consideration. Yet whether Arsenal land the superstar signing they desire this summer may ultimately shape how this Arteta era is remembered. Vinicius' wages would be significantly higher than any other Arsenal players and would risk causing disharmony in the squad. The last time Arsenal handed out a mega contract to a player, it all ended in tears, with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's deal ripped up 18 months in. Rather than chasing the established elite clubs, Arsenal are expected to behave like one. The coming weeks will reveal whether they are prepared to do that. Winning the league proved Arsenal could reach the summit, though staying there requires a different level of ruthlessness. The Gunners have won the English title 14 times, but it has been more than 90 years since they retained it, winning 3 in a row from 1930-35. It demands competing financially with Europe's biggest clubs and convincing the world's elite players that North London is the destination to be. That is the challenge now facing Arteta, Berta, and Arsenal's hierarchy. Rather than chasing the established elite clubs, they are expected to behave like one. The coming weeks will reveal whether Arsenal are prepared to do that.